Game, set, match.
Welcome to your daily serve of M&Ms. I'm Maria.
I'm Michael.
And we have...
Jorg.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's back.
I'm back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Anyway, what news?
News is we've got some chips and drinks as, well, pretty much per normal now.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's like a rain segment.
Can't have the potty without the chips.
Exactly. But yeah, so let's get kicked off with some MLB news.
What a bad pun.
Oh no, I should have started with AFL. That would have been more fitting, hey?
Honestly.
Let's
It would have been better.
let's throw ourselves into the pitch and
No, let's get ourselves pitched off into MLB news.
that's terrible. Anyways, yeah, so in MLB news, there's some crazy numbers happening, kind of reflecting, I guess, the current standings of the MLB. Cutter Crawford, who is one of the pitchers for the Boston Red Sox, is absolutely decimating the league with his 0.66 ERA, which is like, that's just crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, so basically no one's hitting him. And his mechanics look a bit funky, but I kind of like it. And his slider is amazing. It's just, I've never seen anything. Just, oh my goodness, great slider. But yeah, meanwhile, Jose Berrios and Logan Webb, they're also making their mark with 5 quality starts each, leading the league. So they're showing why they're among the best in the business. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows, naturally. The Colorado Rockies pitching rotation is having a rough go of it. They're sporting the league's worst 1.64 team whip pitching. For those who aren't aware of whip, this is a metric known as walks and hits per inning pitched. So basically, their entire pitching rotation is giving up basically 1.5 runs per inning. That's really bad. So, yeah. And we better not forget about our MLB superstar, Shohei Ohtani. He's basically leading the league in almost just about every stat. He leads the league in OPS, which is on base plus slugging. He leads the league in batting average and extra base hits. Yeah, the man is a force to be reckoned with.
Nice.
And speaking of reckoning, umpire Hunter Wendelstedt, if those who follow umpire scorecards on Instagram, you probably might have seen this. He had a really tough game behind the plate during the Yankees v Oakland matchup. He called a whopping 15 strikes outside of the zone. Like, his strike rate percentage, I think, was about 66 or 67%. It was pretty bad. He had an enormous zone. He was like calling strikes in like the left-hand batter's box. It was crazy.
Nice.
So, yeah. Anyways, babe, do you have some news that you want to share?
Now, so last week Bulldogs played.
You played Saints.
Thrashed. I really thought we were probably going to lose.
Yeah.
But we ended up winning, which was good. I didn't get to watch a lot of the game because I was at the squash courts at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I only got to see little bits and parts of it. But what was it? Wasn't it after the first quarter we had a big lead, or was it at the first quarter? Do you remember, George?
So, after the first quarter, it was 1 goal to 7 goals won.
Yeah. So we thrashed it. Which was great. And then what was it? Bailey Dale, I think, got 30 disposals
30,
or something.
wasn't it 39 or something?
39 or
I thought it was
something.
39.
I believe it
something.
was 39.
Yeah.
39 disposals and like a goal, I think. So
Yeah.
he did pretty well.
What are you talking about? Pick up your game.
This is an FL evolution.
Honestly,
If you've
you
ever
get
been
up
on
50.
TikTok, the TikTok voice thing does instead of AFL says AFL,
Yeah,
and
Apple.
that's amusing. Anyways, so if you ever hear us say AFL, that's why. But yeah, in netball news, Vixens won against the Thunderbirds.
Mm-hmm.
By a point.
I really wish the Thunderbirds won.
Basically, what happened is Thunderbirds had a chance to have a super shot before they gave us the last set of pass of the game, and they went with a single point, and then we got a super shot, and then it was like, you guys, it could have been a tie, it could have went into overtime. We just took the risk, man.
Mm.
But, you know. Yeah, that's all I have to say, right? It's like you had to take those chances.
Yeah, no, I remember watching it as well, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. The like I kind of understand it as well, but you know, because there was about a minute left on the clock, and you know, in a way, you kind of figure maybe you're going to score in like 30 seconds, so like the ball gets down there, and in 30 seconds you'll get it back, come back, even it up, or take the lead, whatever it may
No,
be.
but you just have to go for it, fam.
But within a minute, no, you really needed to sort of seal it out, take the lead with 2, and then force them to go for 2. Because
Yeah.
the super shot isn't necessarily the easiest ball to, you know,
But
sink.
we have Sophie Garber now, so.
The 2-point machine.
Exactly.
I know, but I feel like I agree. I think you need to put that pressure on them. You can't kind of just go, oh, we'll just even it up, because with a minute left, a team as, you know, in form as the Vixens are, they'll just milk the clock and get that single point that they need. So, no. I think there might have just been a bit of a... And, you know, in the heat of the moment, it's hard to figure out what the right decision is, right? So, I don't know if you... I don't know who to pin that on necessarily. The player, the captain, the coach, probably...
I feel like the coach would have been yelling, go for the shot there.
Quite likely. But at the same time, it was pretty packed arena. You can't really hear much, right? So...
Well, we weren't there, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways.
Do you do first segment of the night?
Sure. Let's get straight into our first segment. Which one do you want to do, babe?
AFL quiz. AFL quiz?
We have our little AFL trivia box. AFL trivia box, sorry.
Do you want to do 3 each?
Let's do 3 each. I like the sound of that.
Who played the most games for Hawthorn?
So these cards, I have 2 questions on each.
Okay.
So 6?
And then maybe just do 2 cards each then, I guess.
Okay. This card is not in this.
Because you already know the answers.
Well, I don't know the answers, but like,
Ah, okay.
just in case.
Yeah.
In case I get it correct, it's like, oh, I'm sorry.
You did.
And I don't know what it says on the card, to be honest. So how can I know the answer? I'm gonna go first.
Babe going first?
Yes.
Okay.
Where did the Western Bulldogs finish on the ladder in the 2015 AFL season? Was it 14th? 18th? Sorry. So was it 14th, 8th, or 6th?
2015, right?
Yeah.
2015.
You go first because I know what it was.
I feel like it's 14th.
6.
Was it 6th?
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you not remember the elimination final between Adelaide and the Dogs?
No, because I was in year 12. I had other shit to worry about.
When did you graduate high school?
2015.
Okay, I was the year later. I remember being at a squash camp in Dramana. And we were watching it like on the TV, and then we slept at the courts in the club rooms.
This was the game.
Squash life. And I couldn't think for the life of me, why was Talia on the ground? Why was Michael Talia playing? Anyway, he is after that. Because... Oh
Eddie
no.
Betts had 5 goals that game.
Oh no, was he playing that game?
Who?
Talia. Or was it the game where
I don't know who the fuck Talia is.
So you know Daniel Talia?
No.
Okay. So basically, Michael Talia, I think this is the game where he told his brother, Daniel Talia, who played for the Crows, all that inside information. And then the Bulldogs got rid of him. And then I think he got done for cocaine, and then I think after that, was it Sydney Swans picked him up? And he hasn't done anything since, I think. He's not playing AFL anymore.
Well,
Poor soul.
honestly.
So he told his brother that the Bulldogs got him stolen in that elimination.
Yeah, give out inside information.
So Dad's story wasn't actually far off. I was going to tell one of his mates that Crows were found out of cheating, so they took their points back, and the Dogs.
Yeah, but that's what happened. So yeah, I'm salty.
Fair enough. Who's going next?
You, babe.
Me?
You pointed at yourself there.
Are you good?
So, true or false?
It's
Sure.
Fitzroy won both the Wooden Spoon and the Grand Final in 1916.
Can you say that again?
True or false? Fitzroy won both the Wooden Spoon and the Grand Final in 1916.
Has to be false.
False.
The correct answer is that it's true,
How's that even happen?
because it was 1916. What was happening in 1916?
Yeah, but like.
So
Yeah.
most of the teams had actually withdrawn from the competition.
Okay.
So basically finishing, like, the equivalent of like 4th is like the Wooden Spoon.
No, I was like, that's false. I was like at the same time in my head, this must be a trick question. Something must have happened.
Yeah.
But I still went.
Okay. Who won the Coleman Medal in 1993, 1994, and 1995? Was it Gary Ablett Sr.,
Cena, John Cena.
Senior, Bernie Quinlan, or Matthew Lloyd?
I'm gonna go with John Cena.
We have to pick an actual answer.
Cena, yeah.
So wait, sorry, who was the second one?
Bernie Quinlan.
Sounds right, but I really don't care. I want to go for the jokes. I want to go for Senior.
You're going for Cena. I'm sorry, but that's not an answer, so you automatically lose.
Oh, it's really tempting to go between Gary Ablett and Matthew Lloyd, but I'm probably going to go Matthew Lloyd.
Right, your answer?
Yeah, Senior.
Gary Ablett Sr., but I'm not giving you the points for that because you didn't actually get it for the right logic.
That's how multiple choice works.
Honestly.
It's like, oh,
Don't-
I haven't done B in a while.
Don't worry, you get the points.
True or false? Michael
False.
should get this one. As of the end of 2019, Essendon has never lost a game to the Gold Coast Suns. Now, I think we got this in like 2020.
That's why they said at
Cards
the end
game.
of 2019, right?
Yeah.
So true or false, Essendon has never lost to Gold Coast.
Yeah, at the end of 2019.
I'm going to go false.
I feel like it's true.
You saying true?
Yeah.
Are you saying
I'm
false?
going to go false.
That's false. They lost twice. Once in 15 and 16.
Damn it.
AKA when they were bottom feeders.
You guys are going to love this one.
Yeah. What year did Western Bulldogs win their last flag?
It is a Western Bulldogs question.
Not that.
True or false, the Western Bulldogs kicked 22 goals in a row against Essendon in round 21 of 2019.
That is true.
That's false because it was 21.
The correct answer is false. It was 21.
I didn't see that much. I was playing.
I literally told you about it. Why do you think, Ray? I was literally telling you when we were playing against Essendon, oh, we're going to kick 21 goals in a row again.
I always forget everything you say.
True or false? Fremantle won more away games in 2019 than home games.
True.
In 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
False.
Okay. Who was Fitzroy's last?
Fitzroy's?
Who was
Fitzroy's?
Who was Fitzroy's last ever VFL AFL coach? Was it Mick Nguyen, Alan McConnell, or Matthew Primus?
A few premise, I don't know.
McConnell.
McConnell? Locked in?
Yeah.
McConnell.
Absolute fluke.
Most multiple choice answers are.
Honestly. Alright.
Find X in this triangle.
Which footballer was named captain of the AFL's Italian team of the 20th century in 2007? Was it Tony Liberatore,
That's my answer.
Steven Silvani,
So,
or Mark Risciuto?
Mark Prosciutto.
do you know what? I really want to go with Liberatore. Just because I want it to be the answer. I don't think it is the answer. But I want it to be the answer. So
I'm
going
going C, sir.
Liberatore.
It is C. It is Mark Prosciutto.
Yeah.
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
Okay. Which club had more wins than Essendon in 2011? Collingwood, Brisbane, or Port Adelaide?
Port Adelaide?
2011.
I don't remember. I was 12. Yeah.
Collingwood. Port Adelaide. Who was the other one?
Brisbane.
Brisbane. Nah, I can't go Brisbane. I'm going to go Collingwood. It is Collingwood.
It's Collingwood.
Oh man, okay. True or false? The Scott twins, Brad and Chris, are the first brothers to coach senior VFL AFL teams against each other in a final.
Wait, so...
The Scott twins, Brad and Chris,
Yeah.
are the first brothers to coach senior VFL/AFL teams against each other in a final.
Oh, I mean...
I'm going to go
Like-
true.
I remember it.
I'm going to go
What's the
true.
first?
Exactly.
I'm going true.
I always feel like it could be true, and I think I'm going to look in true.
It's false.
Really? Who was the other one? Who was the
it
first?
was Norm Melbourne and then Smith and Fitzroy coached against each other in 1960.
What were their names?
Norm and Lee Smith.
Norman.
Norm Smith medal.
Yeah.
Norm
Okay.
Smith.
Okay. I didn't know he had a brother.
There should be to win the Norm Smith. You should know that fact. Okay, so like
Yeah.
they need to ask. No. That, you know what they should do for the Norm Smith medal? You should be able to answer a random football trivia, and if you can't get it right, it goes to the next person.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was the coach of the Adelaide Crows two-peat team? I literally told you this.
I forgot.
We had an argument and I told you this.
Yeah, remember the argument? Look at your phone.
Yeah, honestly.
Malcolm Blight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I read that text, to be honest.
So you only read Lee Matthews.
I skipped a lot of the shit that you said too. I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's going on and on and on and on and on. It sent like 20 texts in a row. My goodness, who does this? Anyways,
Me explaining my point to you.
it was a terrible point. At the top of the ladder, at round 12 of the 2017 season, the Giants were beaten, it says was beaten, but were beaten, by 1 point by which team?
Bulldogs.
Carlton, Adelaide Crows, or Port Adelaide?
Can you give me those options again, please?
So, at the top of the ladder,
Yeah, I know the question. Just
Okay.
give me the answers.
I'm going to go Crows.
the Giants were beaten by 1 point by which team? Was it Carlton, Adelaide, or Port Adelaide?
I want it to be Carlton so bad.
Crows. I'm going Crows.
Carlton.
I'm going Crows.
The correct answer is Carlton.
Boo.
Yeah, come on!
No, you should not be happy about it because it's Carlton.
That's funny.
True or false? Nick Haynes was GWS First pick in the 2011 NAB AFL draft.
In the what?
NAB AFL draft.
First pick. Can you give me the answers?
It's true or false?
Sorry, what was the question? I wasn't paying attention.
That means you automatically fail.
I wasn't paying
No.
attention either, so go again.
You also fail.
Okay.
You asked the question, please.
Nick Haynes was GWS's
Please.
first pick in the 2011 NAB AFL draft. True or false?
False.
I'm gonna go true.
It's false.
Okay. Cool, fair.
Alright, and that wraps up our little box of AFL trivia. So,
My question is bonus trivia. What was the score in 2015 of Dockers and Swans in the finals? In the elimination, I suppose? No, in the second qualifying.
I mean, like, I really don't care.
It was 69 to 60.
Okay.
Of course, you had to bring that up.
Anyways, moving on to our next segment, we've got George and his wannabe headlines.
Basically what I think of each club after round 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously we're starting off with Geelong, who can beat them. Because obviously Geelong, after 6 weeks, still stand undefeated. Sending up against Brisbane at the Gabba on a wet night, kicking away in the last quarter 3 goals free to 3 behinds.
Mm-hmm.
Got any sense on that?
Yeah, Brisbane are terrible this year.
Yeah. Yourself, Maria?
I don't know. I really don't care about most other teams.
Obviously, Swans are still standing strong. Obviously, after the round 3 setback by Richmond, they were able to set themselves back up, firing against a fiery West Coast and kicking away Suns in the second half. So what do you think about those two matches? Considering West Coast did get up on the Swans.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't rate West Coast at all.
Same.
And obviously, the Suns, they started to kick them away in the second half there.
Yeah.
It was actually not bad in the first half, but then the Swans just took over.
Mm.
GWS had to lose sooner or later.
Well,
Look, GWS suffered their first loss.
How you going there, George?
a laugh.
GWS
Loof.
suffered their
Loof.
first loss.
I had a loaf
After-
today.
Shut up. Let me speak.
Oh my gosh.
GWS suffered their first loss after 8 unanswered goals from Carlton at Marvel. And obviously, you know, GWS will be looking to bounce back against Brisbane.
A loaf.
Which, if I check round 7, I think they mauled them to death, effectively.
Round 7, that's this week.
Yeah.
It's not like,
That was today.
They
Yeah.
rolled
Today's
them to
Anzac Day.
yeah.
Well, it's not Anzac Day anymore. It's not 12 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah.
Because everyone likes to be late to everything.
Yeah, so obviously the Giants are now showing that, you know, that loss against Carlton was a bit of a minor setback. Carlton, are they the real deal?
Yes.
It's a headline that comes up in basically about every single year since 2012. It's been the headline. Look, Carlton have only suffered 1 loss from 6 games to start the season, only losing to the Crows from a late sealer and missing a goal to seal the game themselves. And we'll have to set foot against an undefeated Cats at the MCG. Do we think Carlton are the real deal this year?
No.
Maria?
So what did you say?
Are Carlton the real deal?
I think they are.
You think they are?
Mm-hmm.
Big discussion point. Port, can Hinkley still do it, or are they just flat track bullies? Obviously, you know, despite the 4-2 start to the season, the fact is they lost to 2 quality sides, and all they did was beat 2 bottom teams and 2 teams out of form. I mean, look, a person would say, I mean, at the start of the season, we are trying to figure out where teams are. I just don't think there's been enough at all this year to actually, so far, to prove that they actually are a real deal. I mean, look, we've seen this happen plenty of times. They've bullied teams in the regular season. Come finals, they just can't handle it. Your thoughts, Michael?
Their premiership team, guaranteed.
I need proof.
I mean, they beat Essendon. They slaughtered Essendon.
Bulldogs are top 8.
I mean, granted, though, Essendon only showed up for 1 quarter and then just...
Yeah, they
The
slaughtered
Essendon
Essendon.
edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Essendon edge. Where yourself?
Talking about Port, right?
Yeah.
Watch them when they take on Geelong.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good, but like at the same time, it's like.
I think when they take on Geelong, we're going to have different thoughts about them, that's for sure.
Well, Melbourne, the signs are still good. Melbourne start the season well with signs to be happy about, only losing to a new formed Sydney Swans and a resurgent Lions. Well, getting over the line against a hard to beat Port and Crows at Adelaide Oval. Definitely good signs to see. So I feel like Melbourne fans can definitely be happy this year so far, knowing that their team should be able to do some things. Here's a team to discuss about. The Essendon Edge. Can they remain consistent?
No.
I mean, look, Essendon, they have shown promise at the start of the season, but questions remain if they can keep in form after keeping competitive in the first 3 games, winning 2, losing 1 high-scoring affair against the Swans. I mean, look, they still played competitive in that game, so to me, it isn't a complete loss.
Hey, we had a tie with Collingwood, so...
Yeah. and obviously, you know, Essendon did only show up in 1 quarter against Port, but they were able to beat their next 2 opponents just to steer the ship back. You know, so it definitely is good signs, but it's really the fact if they can remain consistent, right? And I mean,
the other thing as well, like Peter Wright was out for 4 weeks and he literally came back today.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's hard to lose your full forward, right? But now that he's back and we've got Carling, like those 2 kind of really set the offense off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the rest of the team I question.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you really have to. I mean, it's like, can they really remain consistent, right? I feel like the entire team definitely has to lift with them, and then if it does lift, I guess they will probably may win a final finally after how many days?
Yeah.
Since 2003.
Yeah, can we just end this? I don't care. Like, get through like eliminations. That'd be great.
Just win elimination.
Just win elimination. Bang through. In
Yeah.
fact, don't even make finals. Just, you know, get the best picks, and then get it next year.
Yeah. This team I hold very close to my heart, and I am very cynical. I am very cynical about this. Bevo, still under question, or was it luck? So Dogs do set themselves at an even record, but remain inconsistent with their efforts, questioning if Bevo is still the right guy, or was the win against the Saints just luck?
I don't think it was luck. I don't think they were good players. I just, you know, have to question Bevo when he takes Caleb out 2 weeks in a row.
Yourself,
Mhm.
Michael?
I am not convinced.
Same.
And I don't think I'm going to be convinced this season.
Same. Look. I mean, I think Bevo's expiry date has gone past.
Yeah.
I think he was the guy, but he clearly isn't now, right?
No.
You know, when their whole game style was new, it very much looked like he was the guy, but now it just seems like he can't really make a new game style. He has to just go back to 2016. And guess what? Sad news, but everyone's figured out that game style.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's time for a change.
Yeah.
So, Freo slump sets in as a 3-game losing streak is set on the table. After 3 wins in a row, Freo suffers losses to Carlton, Port and West Coast. Questions are made if Freo can dig themselves up as they look for a much needed win against the Dogs at home in spite of a lacking forward list.
I think we'll win.
What do we think of Freo? You know, because look, I mean,
I like them.
I mean, look, it's very clear that their forward list is basically just non-existent at the moment. They're all out with injuries, so it definitely is a lot
Sounds like
harder.
a you problem.
Yeah, look, I think Freo. I don't. Freo is an interesting, weird team. They've got. I agree, they do struggle offensively, but my goodness, they can hold quality teams to low-scoring affairs.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
look,
they can win, by literally. They can win by 60 points. It's like, who does that? Who wins by 60 points? As in, getting to 60 points. Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll just hold everyone else to, 54, fucking 48 or something. You're just like, what? And it's just that midfield, right?
yeah,
Like, I keep forgetting which Brayshaw is it. Angus Brayshaw? Is he the one at Freo?
I'm not too sure.
I think it's Angus. Is at Freo, and Michael Walters and all that. They're just guns. They're so good.
Yeah, I mean,
Fifey as well.
I won't have too many more years out of him.
Nah.
I mean, look, he's towards the end of his career. I mean, look, the thing is, right, it also doesn't help that all your main goal scorers are out with injuries.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That really hurts an attack. Right, I feel like they're probably going to slump, but then once they get their forwards back, they're going to become the team they were in that first 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think I did have them as my number 18. They're just on the edge, kind of.
The Essendon edge.
Yeah.
Yes, and
So I don't really see Freo as a premiership team, but I think they've got a chance to sneak themselves in. They're just like a little dark horse. You're just like, oh wait, what? How come you're in?
Yeah. Everyone's gangster in the finals until Freo rocks up.
Yeah, exactly.
Collingwood were able to rebound after their bye. Obviously, Anzac Day footy, they did draw.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's not the worst result, but I do have to say, after losing the first 3 games, they were able to pull themselves into a 3-game winning streak. Definitely was starting to question if they were the same team of last year. Because it definitely didn't look like that in the first 3 weeks. But look, premiership hangovers, they do happen.
Mm.
And look,
I do have a sort of a theory on that though.
let me finish this first.
Yeah.
Look, their first win, second win, they were just able to just barely hold off the Hawks in a late charge. And look, good news is, after the bye, they came back and they won pretty convincingly against Port by 42 points. This definitely is good signs. It definitely does look like they've put themselves back in at least, right? It's like, it doesn't look like the exact same team of last year, but it definitely...
Why not?
But it definitely looks, a lot better than what it was in those first 3 weeks.
Mm.
You could almost assume that you could basically assume the premiership hangover's over.
Yeah, no, I think Craig McRae's. It probably was a bit of a premiership hangover, like a quite literal hangover. I imagine some of these guys probably got absolutely shit faced.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. Even the first 3 rounds or so in, right? And then Craig McRae's just Craig McRae has this effect on Collingwood. It's a mediocre roster, and he elevates it. I don't know, I don't know how he does that.
Kind of crazy to think that
you know
they're
what?
mediocre.
Oh no, would you?
I think they're better than that.
I think
look, the list has some star talent, right?
Look, you can, Scotty Pendles, yeah, sure. But
Tinny Arse, not really anymore.
Nah, he's not.
Jamie Elliott, yeah.
Jamie Elliott, sure. Bobby Hill is
A gun.
I think Hill is good, man.
Huh?
I think it's good.
Bobby Hill?
Mm.
I think I like Jamie Elliott more, to be honest.
Don't we all?
Oh, I definitely would prefer Jamie Elliott over Bobby Hill.
Yeah.
It's just sad that Jimmy Elliott's had a lot of injuries,
Yeah.
like back injuries and stuff like that.
And yet he takes Mark of the fucking year in the Anzac game.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That's winning mark of the year. There's no way.
It has to.
If it
has to.
Love him.
If it doesn't, that's like Bont not winning Brownlow, right?
Yeah.
It's just robbery.
I know.
3 years in a row.
Honestly. Honestly.
Fourth time lucky? I don't know.
And the worst thing is, no, I actually don't think Bont is going to get it this year just because of.
Yeah,
I think like the whole Bevo situation is just going to kind of cloud it all, and
yeah.
people aren't really going to see it. You know what I mean?
I mean, it only cares what the umpires see it, right?
I know. Yeah. Anyways,
Suns, it's a hard wick to lit.
did you really roll with that, George?
I mean, look, this has merit to it, right? Look, the Suns have shown that they are moving into the right direction in these first 6 rounds, but their efforts are just not consistent as it needs to be.
Mm.
You know, and I think this will hold off the finals berth for another year or two, right? But the question is, they have the coach, so can Damien Hardwick steer the ship back and maybe bring him into an earlier berth in the finals? You know what I mean? I'm definitely expecting him to do something, but it definitely is a bit of a hard switch to put on.
Cool. Those are your headlines?
No, there's still more.
There's still more. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Lions contention in question. I mean, look, the Lions were runners-up last year, but they do start in a losing record, winning to an out-of-form Demons and beating North, who are basically the worst team in the comp. So there definitely are questions in the air. Are they still contenders? You know what I mean? Especially considering the loss that they faced against GWS. They were able to keep it decent for the first half, but after that, they just couldn't.
Yeah, no, they ran away with it.
Yeah, so the question is, are the Lions still contenders?
No, I've taken them out.
Is the premiership window still there, or has that ship sailed?
No, I've definitely taken them out.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
What were we talking about, sorry?
Lions.
Lions. They're mid.
I'm taking them out.
I've taken them out as well.
But yeah.
It's just a hard team to.
Still the rest of the
put in
season, right? I feel like things can change. Except for North Melbourne.
Wait, there's still one. I mean, look. Things can definitely change. I mean, like Richmond last year, right? They started horrible, and then they were able to build themselves into some form. But moving along, St Kilda and the inconsistencies strike back.
They're just slow starters.
I know, they definitely. I mean, look, Ross Lyon and the Saints definitely failed to capture last year's magic in the first 6 rounds. You know, where the Saints just looked incredible. You know what I mean? I felt like the main reason why they did come in the finals is because they started that very strong winning streak at the start. So it alleviated pressure for the back end of the season. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is why you want to play good now, especially, and get all the wins, just so you don't have to worry about the end, about just having to win. Right? You can take your key players out for a game or two. Let them rest, right? And, you know, they got decimated by the Dogs. I mean, look, will Ross Lyon be able to, you know, bring them back? Will they able to get the wins back into the future weeks? We won't know. But, yeah, is it now like 2-3 weeks that they've just not played in the first half?
Yeah, 3 weeks and being like under 30 points for the first half.
Yeah, the only reason why they beat Richmond is because Richmond couldn't score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And let's get into my favourite topic of this week. West Coast pressure claims another win. I have to say, Adam Simpson turns up the pressure again with the Eagles to score their second win and first back-to-back win since 2021 in round, I believe, 18 and 19, and also their first derby win since 2021. And look, the signs are looking good personally in these last 2 games because they were able to score over 100 points. Granted, it was against Richmond, who, to be honest, they're not doing good this year, and to Freo with a forward list that can't really score right now. They only scored 3 behinds in the first term. I mean, look.
Messed up my perfect round, man.
I mean, look. They were able to.
I got a perfect round this week.
So far.
I mean, look. They were able to play some pretty good football against the Swans, but obviously the Swans class did outshine them. And I mean, you expect that from premiership contending teams. They will always outclass any team, no matter how much of a challenge they propose. As we now move into the bottom 4. Adelaide Crows. Are they worth the hype? Crows start with 5 losses to 1 win, whereas last year they had 4 wins, 2 losses. After missing finals, after the umps blatantly robbed them, I felt many had them to make the 8 this year and be a top 8 contending team, right?
You're
But
still
it
sour
seems-
about that from last year.
I mean, but it really does seem like they just can't capture the magic anymore this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't rate them.
I mean, they definitely have played well in their last 2 games, but it's not enough.
I know. It was really nice to see them get the win over Carlton, but
Yeah,
1 win here and there.
that's not top 8 side.
Exactly.
That's a bottom 4 side thing. Alright, then I mean, look, the question is, can they rebound? Can they do what Swans did? Or will they just sink back down to the bottom of the ladder? You know what I mean? And they've spent decent time down there for a few years as well. But I am honestly still fearful about that last year because, like, come on. Swans didn't deserve to play in finals.
George has beef with you umpires.
Good news. I believe the umpire actually did get sacked.
They don't get umpires aren't getting sacked.
No, I believe he did. He lost his job.
Nah, not for that.
Next,
The umpires union's protecting him big time.
the next team, Richmond. Are they in a rebuild or was it last year's fate? Because I mean, look, Richmond only started with 1 win this year in the first 6 rounds.
Yeah, that's not with 1 year. That's not with 1, right?
And obviously that win was holding out the Swans, you know, at the G, keeping it close to Carlton and suffering a comeback win from St Kilda after a half-time wake-up. Will Richmond be calling in the rebuild or can they bounce back like last year? Because remember, last year they did start shit. They only had like 1 win in the first 7 rounds.
Nah, West Coast is better than Richmond at this point.
West
Coast is easily better than Richmond. And I still put West Coast in my bottom 4.
Because I mean, look, officially they're not in a rebuild.
Yeah, no, they're... Well, I mean...
Like officially they haven't come out and said it.
Well,
They really
have
need to.
all the time.
I mean, look, I think like by the looks of this, they have to come out now and say, we're in a rebuild, we're in a 5-year plan, take 10 years to win another flag.
Honestly.
Because that's what 5-year plans are.
plan.
And now this is where I stop being critical. And I say, Hawks are moving forward in their rebuild. I mean, look, Hawks have shown signs that they are moving in the right direction.
The 5-year plan.
You know, look, they've only scored less than 70 points 2 times, They've scored 80 plus twice. So they are showing that they are starting to score more competitively. Look, mishaps happen. They are still in the rebuild, so I'm not going to be as harsh. Right? And they've only lost by 50 plus only twice. Only 2 good teams, which, I mean, look, I'm not expecting a team in a rebuild in the bottom 4 to beat top teams. Yeah, maybe get the occasional upset against someone from 6 and below. I mean, but look, what I personally think is this side has started to score. They really need to focus on the defense because they are still getting scored on. Because I think about almost every match they've been scored on 70 more times. It's 70 points or more. So I feel like they definitely need to start cleaning that up. And maybe they'll string a few winning streaks here and there. You know what I mean? But I do feel like the rebuild is moving forward. They haven't gone back.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Hawthorn are definitely... like Sam Mitchell is definitely getting in... It's a very, calm-tempered game style that I see out of Hawthorn. You know, they're not afraid to, send the ball back in their own territory if they need to.
But they're also not afraid to play it very risky.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about this, right? The game style can work. Because, I mean, look, it was kind of like last year, right? It's like they would win games if they just didn't give teams 90-point head starts.
Yeah, I think you'll find there'll be a few upsets that Hawthorn get.
Definitely.
Even in the middle of this, given, look at the next 7-8 weeks, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 upsets.
Yeah, at
bet on it.
least. Right. And the final team we're going to talk about, North Melbourne and the Clarkson restart. Look, to me, it's personally no surprise that North are a very young team this year. And look, he's done it. Also at the Hawks when he took over in 05, he just completely wiped the list. He kept in some mentors, kept in some of the older players, but the team was purely built from just draft picks, right? And it comes to a thing is that at the Hawks, he enlisted a youth policy, a built not bought team, right? So to him, I feel like this is now finally the official rebuild for North. I mean, look, they have shown some more competitive scoring overall.
5-year plan.
I mean, look, they have definitely shown better scoring, but I mean, obviously, this is really the first year into the Clarkson rebuild.
5-year plan.
So we'll have to see what he can do later in the season. I mean, look, I'm not expecting a lot of wins, just at least to show that they're going to move in the right direction.
Mm.
And that is all for the 18 teams.
It only took 30 minutes.
Honestly, though.
Cool. So what do you want to do? Do you want to move into a new segment, babe?
We have more?
Do you want to do another segment?
I thought our tips were our last segment.
We had other segments, too.
Okay, well this is long already, fam. Too long.
Alright, well, we're going to... Wait, don't worry, we'll just cut some of George's shit out, alright?
It was your funeral.
Take me... And then just let the Western Bulldogs put me down one last time, so...
So just to give some people some highlights, what's going on? Hang on. There we go. For our softball audience that are out there, which is 0, just wanted to present our audience with our college softball rankings. Currently, Texas have taken the number 1 spot from Oklahoma. That happened, I think, 2 weeks ago or something. So big upset there. And Oklahoma sitting second with Tennessee following in third. Oklahoma State, go girls. They're sitting in fourth. Duke rounds out our 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 occupied by UCLA, LSU, Stanford, Georgia and Washington. Not much has really shifted in the top 10 over the last week as far as I'm aware. But yeah, Oklahoma State is probably the one that I see the most. They've just been climbing. They're good. Oklahoma State's really good. So it's a good sign for the college softball. I think we're probably about midway through the season. So I'm looking forward to seeing where Oklahoma State finishes. In more news,
Yes.
we have
Yes.
the NHL, where the Stanley Cup playoffs have just commenced in the last week or so. Or half a week, I should say.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Maria's Pittsburgh Penguins did not make the cut.
Let's go.
I told
Winners in the future.
There was a moment when we tried to mess up and make it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not doing that today.
Honestly.
Not doing that today.
But yeah.
Don't do that to me.
No, I need to go into a 5-year plan.
5-year plan.
5-year plan. But yeah.
I'm sick of 5-year plans, man.
So, just to give our audience the wildcard playoffs, the Golden Knights have been playing the Dallas Stars. The Golden Knights are they were the second seed wildcard. In the Eastern Conference? No, Western Conference. And they currently lead the series 2-0 against the Dallas Stars, being wildcards. Winnipeg and Colorado are playing each other as well. They're tied at 1-1.
Winnipeg.
Vancouver and Nashville.
Let's go Nashville.
They're currently tied 1-1. Edmonton and the LA Kings. Edmonton took the first game.
Let's go Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Boo Edmonton.
Edmonton's amazing.
Ooh.
They're bad.
They're great.
Horrible team.
They're honestly the best team.
No, they haven't even played me, so they're bad.
Edmonton took the first game, and then the Kings just took the second game, 5-4. I don't know if it was an overtime game or not. I think it might have been, but I could be wrong there. Florida and Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
With Tampa Bay being the wild card. Tampa Bay currently losing to Florida 2-0.
No, Tampa Bay.
The Bruins and the Maple Leafs also in their third game. They're with Boston leading 2-1. The Rangers have a two-game to love series lead against the Capitals, and the Hurricanes also have a 2-love series lead against the New York Islanders. So yeah, with that being said as well, babe, did you see, I know it's not your team, in fact I don't even think you like the team, but did you see, where is it? My goodness, I can't find it.
Sounds like a you problem.
It was in my list of things and now I can't find it. Oh yes, here we are. So, did you see Sergei Bobrovsky's save? No? So, Sergei Bobrovsky of the Florida Panthers pulled off an incredible save on a shot from Matt Dunbar of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Talk about clutch. So, because you haven't seen it, I was just going to give you a little sneak peek at it because I thought it was
I'll be back.
pretty fantastic to watch. Like, look at this. Ready? Slow-mo. Bang! Backhand of the glove.
Nice.
That's a great save, isn't it? That's a quality play from a goalie. I love it. And it led Florida to a win as well.
Nice.
So, very, very clutch.
Sick and sick.
Suck. But yeah. Anyways, just before we move on to our last segment.
Last segment.
Yeah, because we're going to round this out before the hour, hopefully. Even though I had a bunch of stuff to talk about, George just took 80 years to get through everything. Oh my goodness. We have the new NFL uniforms to talk about.
Oh no.
So, there are currently 4 teams that have new uniforms. The Houston Texans, the Detroit Lions, the New York Jets, and the Denver Broncos. So we're going to play the rating game. These are the Houston Texan uniforms, babe.
Yes.
Alright. These are the Detroit Lions uniforms.
Okay.
The New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, the Denver Broncos.
Ick.
That's it?
Ick. I don't understand what's happening here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, there's 4. Is there one that you like the look of the most?
That was my rating.
Oh, sorry. So which one was one? That one?
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3,
Yep.
4.
Yeah.
I know. So, for me, I think the best uniform is probably the Texans uniform, which Maria said was her third favourite. My second favourite is the Detroit Lions uniform. I think these are really the only 2 that you can rate. The New York Jets uniform looks...
They look like the Giants.
It looks really... I like the old ones that they had. They looked really cool. And then Denver just looks absolutely horrendous. It is so bad. It looks like... I don't even know what this person was thinking when they designed this. It's so bad. Absolutely like a -5 out of 10 stars. It's, yeah, repulsive. I don't think I could watch a Denver game next year. It's just really bad. Bring back the OGs. So yeah. In other news, we have the NFL draft starting today, coming up in a couple of hours. I am looking forward to it. I would have given my thoughts on the draft, but I'll give them next time, where I reflect on who made the most out of their draft, and what I might have done differently. But mainly just for the first round. But yeah, with that being said, do we want to move into our last segment?
What is it?
Are we going to do our weekly tips?
Okay.
Alright, cool. So, since 3 games have already been done this week...
We're beginning to sleep till 3 o'clock.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get things done. I'm trying my best.
Can I do my picks?
You can do your picks.
So I picked Melbourne over Richmond.
Yep.
That was correct.
It was correct.
I did Collingwood over Essendon. No matter what you picked, you would have got that one.
Yep.
And I picked GWS over Brisbane.
Mm-hmm.
Got that correct. I
Yep.
picked Port over St Kilda. I picked Adelaide over North Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Carlton over Geelong.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Bulldogs over Fremantle.
Mm-hmm.
Gold Coast over West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked Sydney over Hawthorn by 26 points.
Yep.
Sorry, 46 points.
So, I picked Melbourne over Richmond. That was correct. I picked Essendon, and again, it didn't matter because either one got you the right score there. I picked GWS over Brisbane. That was correct. I have Port Adelaide over Saints, which is yet to be played. I have also picked... this is my crazy upset. I've got North Melbourne over Adelaide. And then I've also got Geelong to top Carlton. and I have Fremantle taking down the Bulldogs. And then I have my two other favourites, Gold Coast and Sydney. Gold Coast taking down West Coast Eagles and Hawthorn. Sorry, Sydney taking down Hawthorn by 26 points. So I think it's going to be a closer affair than Maria thinks.
And then there's my tips.
Which stink, because you suck.
So what, we're just going from first game to...
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so I had Melbourne by 42, Bombers by 4, Lions by 26, Port by 18, Crows by 14, Carlton by 7, Dogs by 12, Suns by 24, Swans by 50.
Do we have the same picks?
No, he went Brisbane.
Oh, I know Brisbane, sorry. Everything else is the same?
And he had Essendon by 4 points. So you were wrong.
Oh, okay. So I'm winning so far.
Oh, really? We were all wrong. Because no one tipped the draw.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have the option to tip for a draw, don't you?
I don't think many would tip for it anyways.
But yeah. So yeah, anyways, anything else you wanted to add at all, Beb?
I want to get ready for bed.
No, you don't.
So I think we'll leave it there for this week. Yeah. Again, join us next time where George won't yammer on for 30 minutes. And we can play more of our fun segments.
Yeah.
I won't even be there.
Exactly.
Let me join yous.
No.
Yes.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to the rant of George. Is that
Oh,
what
you want to hear me rant?
is
Just
that
to get me to talk about Bevo.
that was going to be a segment? We'll save it for next time.
No, save it for next time I'm on.
Sure, whatever. Anyways, join us for your next serve of M&Ms. Until then, watch all those sports that you can watch. And yeah, tune in again.